What's going on, guys? Dan here, DD Speed Shop. I wanted to do a quick Nomad video. Now, we've been doing non-stop Nomad videos because I've been building a Nomad. Now, I think there's a lot of confusion about these old hot rods, and I don't know much about them, but I've learned a lot in a hurry. I knew just the absolute basics of them because I was in the Tri-5s. But now that I've kind of dove right in, I've learned a lot of things. So I wanted to do a video kind of showing just a quick once over what a Nomad is and a few things to look for, and then B, if you want to get into a Nomad, I'll show you what to look for, because I'm learning. I fluked out on this car a little bit at the same point as it's costing me a fortune. So I figured I'd share that. So pretty simple. Nomads were, I mean, they did a bunch of years afterwards, but 567 was like the two-door hardtop wagon. So it's a hardtop windshield, so it's like a chopped wagon right from the get. If you do a bunch of research on it, they were kind of talking about it being like a wagon Corvette for 55, which I don't know. That's all irrelevant. They're cool cars. I dig them, but I think people get them confused with a two-door wagon or a handyman or something along those lines, when they are very unique. They didn't make a whole lot of them, like 20,000 or something like that for the 3-year run. But I think what people get confused on is a two-door wagon has like a regular post door, and it has the glass and all that, but it's different. The roof line is very unique to the Nomad. So the biggest thing, obviously, to determine what it is, it has this giant B-pillar, and well, I've made this door, I'll have to go on the other side to show, but it's basically a hard top wagon. It's the goal of it. Good bounce in those parts. That's all Nomad parts, and they're expensive. The tote. Then they have giant glass on the side, but it's actually two-piece glass, and the front piece will slide. So that's the main difference. On a regular wagon, it'll be a sedan door and and fixed glass in the back, or metal if it's a sedan delivery or whatever it is. So step one, if it has this, I mean, it's a Nomad. They have a unique roof, so they have these ribs in them. So this is Nomad, and Pontiac Safari is another thing. I'm not a big Pontiac guy, but if you are, I think they're more rare than Nomads, because no one likes Pontiacs. But, so they share the roof. I think yes, other things are different in them, but trim and stuff like that. And the back gate, so on a typical wagon, like we have a 56 wagon, it's more upright, so everything is tilted forward, so that's kind of cool lines to it. And obviously then the tailgate and the lift gate are unique to the Nomad. They have these, I have them in the car, but they're strips that run the whole way across. Instead of being like a turn buckle thing, it's got an actual push button knuckle buster or something, I think they call it. So those are the big things to look at. We'll show, we'll go actually show the actual Nomad door. So I got this thing, it didn't have a driver door. So I'm making a driver's door out of a sedan door, a hardtop door, which is what a Nomad door is. A Nomad door, from here down, is a regular two-door sedan, and then the top half is hardtop. See, like it's kind of goofy looking. So that's a sedan door that I cut the posts and all that out, and then I'm putting her together. So if you look at the back side, it's kind of goofy. Come around the side here, camera lady. You can actually tell the stamping of the inside of this is the exact same as that door. I don't know how it'll show up or not, but that's a sedan door with the hard top, and the other one is just a sedan door that I've cut the top off. So be aware of those things. Again, Nomad doors are only Nomad and Safari, so there's only so many of them. They do repop them, but they're pricey, and basically all they do is they take a sedan door and make one. So those are some real things you want to look for. 567, the 55, I'm a 55 guy. It's always, I like them the most. The 55 is the only year it has the kind of factory radius rear wheel well. 56 and 7 just have a standard kind of teardrop shape that any other car would have. So this is unique, which I really dig. It just matches front to back. It's a real kind of Corvette throwback styling type thing. So keep those in mind, whatever you want. I mean, hey, all the ears are all the same. The front clip, like all the sheet metal in the front, is the same, so that's no big deal. Everything else is kind of unique-ish. I guess the quarters on a 56 and 57 are probably just sedan or hardtop stuff. I actually don't know, but everything else is its own deal. Rockers, suspension, floors, like this thing. It might have to take a hardtop floor. I'm not too sure. I put a sedan floor in because that's all I could get at the time. The rear floor, the cargo floor is all the same because I actually bought a sedan delivery and fit that one in because I couldn't get a proper one. So that's that. Nomads have a lot.
How dare you cut up a perfectly good sedan delivery?
That's actually a good segue or a little stop. So everyone was telling me when I cut up the sedan delivery that the sedan delivery was more rare than the Nomad. It ain't worth anything. I paid $1,500 for the car, chopped it up, sold everything for parts, made money, and got the stuff I wanted.
After it was for sale for weeks.
It's for sale for weeks, yeah. Whatever, it is what it is. I think Nomads all had this kind of, the dashes were wrapped with something. This one not having a windshield in it. She's becoming de-wrapped. I don't know if this is all, I mean, obviously, I guess this chrome stuff, it's on the Nomad. I don't know if that's maybe on hardtop stuff as well. It said the windshield and opening is all hardtop. Trim. Here's where I want to take a minute. You will spend a fortune on trim. So I've learned that because I am currently spending a fortune on trim. Again, only having the one door, so I had this, I had to get the other spear here, whatever you call this one piece of door trim. This is unique to Nomad or Safari. So I got a used one, it was $150 American. I'm Canadian, so that's like $200 for me. All the trim that goes around here is all, again, unique. I only have one piece on this side, so I had to buy a few. The other side has it, and they were same thing, like $100, $100, $100, $100 used. So that was big dollars, I'm not gonna lie. That hurt. All the inside moldings, which this thing actually came with. When I bought this thing, I didn't even know it was in it. I just bought it as is. Story of my life as is. Oh, I put it in the car. But this stuff here, I don't know what side's what, but it's like the inner moldings like that, I guess. These are giant dollars, apparently. And again, unique to Nomad. So the more trim you can get with it, I think you're probably further ahead to pay up a little bit and get it before you know what happens. It's bad. They don't, I don't believe, repop the roof skins. So that's another one. If you got one with a bad roof, you're paying up. Like when I bought this thing, I basically bought a roof, a firewall, and a VIN, and then everything else you can buy. The quarters weren't cheap, but they weren't that much more than a regular hardtop quarter. So I didn't mind doing that. The front clip, the fenders, all that's all the same, so it's no big deal. Tailgates, they do make, I think they're $1,000 if you want a new one. Again, they are on the unique side, so you got to kind of make sure you know what you're getting into. What else we got going on here? That's the big, oh, the tailgate. So the bottom gate is its own thing. Again, Nomad Safari, and then it has its own thing on the top. So I have one that's broken, but one on eBay is like $500 or $600 plus shipping. So, and then the glass is unique to Nomad. Obviously, they do sell it, so it's not. I mean, I think it's $1,500. I just put on the old Visa card for some glass, but that's available. So, I mean, everything is available. And that being said, the Tri-5, you can go online and basically buy anything you want. You just got to make sure you have a water-cooled Visa to accomplish it. And the thing I hate about these things is they're kind of rare enough and worth enough money that you can't really cut any corners and do them kind of ratty, which is like my favorite thing to do. So yeah, that's the biggest thing. I just wanted to kind of get a video out there. Nomads for Dummies. It's really good thumbnail for that if I can figure out how to do that. I don't claim to know everything about these things, but that's what I've learned, and that's enough to kind of get the thing on the road, where you're going to spend the money, and where you can kind of save it. So, floors, suspension, chassis, fuel tank, all the lights, all that is all shared to a standard kind of, if you have like a wrecked four-door or a decent four-door, you can steal all the parts off of for all 3 years. 55 has its own unique front trim. It has eyebrow trim, which then goes down the sides. So if you're looking for a 55 and it has that eyebrow trim and it's at all reasonable, you buy it. They re-popped that trim. It's $5 grand American. I had a guy who was telling me he'd sell me some, before I knew how much it cost, brand new. He said, oh yeah, I got some used trim. It's in decent shape for $2,500. I laughed at him. I thought he was crazy. $2,500 for trim. For fender trim. But turns out he wasn't that far off from what it was worth. So I think these things, the more complete they can be, the further ahead you are. And unfortunately, on a lot of these things for the side trim and stuff, like I've had lots of cars where I don't put the trim on right away because you're just looking for it. But with these, the trim goes on first, then the glass goes in, and the trim has to come off to paint it. And if you have the trim off, it looks like this. Like it looks real unfinished, obviously, which you don't really want. Like here's the piece that covers all that. So you can't not have the trim. It just looks terrible, unfortunately. I guess you could run, you could have them off and just run the glass in there. That's kind of hokey. So buy a complete car. If they're rotten out, who cares? As long as it has a good roof, hopefully a decent tailgate, doors would be nice. Everything else you can figure out.
And trim.
And trim. Trim's important. Trim's always expensive. These, now that I've got this Nomad, I feel like I'm dealing like, it's like the Dodge of Chevys. So how crazy Dodge people are, that's Nomad people you gotta deal with. And no one is giving stuff away. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows what it's worth. You know, the fact they only made, I said 20-some thousand of these things, it's the old name your price. And right now, so I'm trying to build it quick, there ain't no scrounging. You're buying it wherever. Stuff is everywhere. I have found it, but it's all over the U.S. and Canada and stuff. So it's all there. But paying for shipping and getting it to your door, brutal, 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 brutal for me. I guess for you rich guys in the States, probably not so bad. But there you go, Nomad, B-pillar, chopped roof, the these lines in the roof, the lined tailgate, and there you are. So I think everyone likes it. Gets them confused with a two-door sedan wagon. They are very different. Just keep your eyes open for them. Everyone always says in Home Improvement, they crushed that Nomad. If you watch it real slow, it's actually a sedan delivery. It had a post in it that they crushed. So
want to know why it was a sedan delivery?
Well, it was actually a wagon, because no one cares about sedan deliveries. I should also name this video, Why Are Nomads Awesome and Why Are Sedan Deliveries So Terrible? Sedan deliveries are super rare, no one bought them, and no one likes them. That's actually Nomads. They didn't sell very well, I believe, when they were brand new. They were super expensive. I was watching someone else's video and they said, there's no other car more expensive than a Nomad other than a Corvette. So, yeah, we have like the second most expensive car GM made that year. That's pretty ritzy for us. But anyways, that's my little spiel on Nomads and why you should buy one. And if you have any parts, let me know, especially if they're cheap. And I will see you on the next video when we're working on a 55 Chevy Nomad. See you later.